We have our game show host who is going to be prompting the questions, the one, the only, the angelic voiced man himself, Brandon Combs. So, Brandon, take it away with the first question on the questionnaire.
All right, first question on the questionnaire. Have you experienced any burning sensation? Oh, wait, wrong questionnaire. Hold on.
Yes, correct.
All right.
Yes.
Who is most likely to pull off the upset this weekend? Syracuse at number 9 Notre Dame, Virginia Tech at home versus number 13 Miami, or Cincinnati at home versus BYU? Brad, who you got?
Well, it's obvious it's going to be Cincinnati, if anybody. But you know what? I am the CEO of #Team Huevos. And I'm going to go with somebody that may be a little bit off the radar. Give me Vatek. Let's hokey poke and turn ourselves around. That's what it's all about. I don't want Miami in the stupid playoff conversation. I don't think they're very deserving by any stretch of the imagination. Sorry to you. Sorry, Michael Irvin, who I've had the pleasure of hanging out and partying with a couple of times. No lie. There's a long story there. I'll tell it one day. But you look at Virginia Tech, number 69 EPA per play offense. They're number 111 EPA per play defense. They're craptastic. But their one saving grace is running the rock. Their success rate on run plays, number 14 in the nation. That could be a difference against Miami. I know Miami's got a terrific defense, number 8 in success rate D on the year. And yes, college football graphs is giving Miami a 37-13 prediction in this one. But again, let's go full team Wavo style here. Let's get crazy with the cheese whiz. I say Tech springs the upset this weekend and permanently knocks out Miami in the college football playoff conversation. Horv, I know where you're going, but I'm a madman.
I can make the case for them too, because Carson Beck, like we talked about in that Louisville game that Friday night, if you get pressure on him, that's when you get those turnover-worthy plays. And he had, 4 or 5 interceptions in that game. Now, the problem is Miami's offensive line is one of the better offensive lines in the country. They've only allowed pressure on 16.5% of dropbacks, one of the lowest rates in the country. But Virginia Tech actually has a top 25 pass rush. PFF has them right now number 24 in pass rush grade. So I hope it happens, man, to be honest with you. I also don't want to see Miami in the playoff now that Carson Beck is not going to win Heisman and win me a bunch of money. I will go with Cincy, though, just because I like their offense. I really like their quarterback, Brendan Sorsby, and I think they're going to be able to run the ball. I don't really love their wide receivers when they go against man coverage, which they're going to see against BYU, but I think they're going to be able to get the ground game going. BYU's run defense, just average, outside the top 25, 76 in run defense grade, 74th in yards before contact, so I like Cincinnati here, at least to cover the 2.5. So, yeah, I think they spring the upset.
Yeah, I'm not picking against Notre Dame at all.
No.
And I want to see I want to see Miami in the playoff because I want to see Miami against Notre Dame in the college football playoffs to shut all these people up that think that Miami deserves to be in there over Notre Dame. I'm going to go Cincy over BYU as well. I think Cincy actually has an opportunity in this one. I think they're live in this one. I might actually bet Cincinnati in this game. All right, Next question. With Fernando Mendoza and the Hoosiers on the bye this week, which Heisman hopeful will raise their stock the most this weekend? Jeremiyah Love versus Syracuse, who has the 82nd run defense in the country at allowing 161.4 yards per game. Julian Sayin versus Rutgers, who has 122nd ranked defense in the country, allowing 280 yards passing per game. Or Ty Simpson, who gets to feast on FCS team in Eastern Illinois, who averages 213 pass yards per game allowed in the FCS.
Wow.
Who's going to raise their stock the most this weekend? Horvey?
So the Ty Simpson numbers, I don't think anybody's going to care about against an FCS team, even though they are 50.5-point favorites. So he should be able to pad the stats. I already think Ty Simpson's going to be invited as long as Alabama runs the table the rest of the way. Julian Sayin, I don't know if he's going to pad the numbers, man, because next week is the big one. Michigan. So look ahead spot. Jeremiyah Love, I don't I don't think Notre Dame's going to take their foot off the gas. It's just not what Marcus Freeman does, and they want the style points for the resume. I think they win this game by 50 points. I laid 34. I would lay 37.5 with Notre Dame. And Jeremiyah Love is a stud. And every week, he gives you a Heisman moment. Whether he's like almost rolling on the ground and somehow staying on his feet. He's doing like the Matrix, like the Neo, ducking under bullets. So I'm going to go with Jeremiyah Love this weekend against Cuse, man.
I concur, Captain. It's love ya, love ya. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the guy's got over 1,100 yards on the ground this season, 14 rushing touchdowns, 6.4 yards per carry. That's ridiculous. 724 yards have come off their initial contact, 4.09 yak per attempt. So no matter if you look at the surface numbers, you look at the advanced data, he's just getting it done. Missed tackles forced. He's top 10 in the nation. Syracuse sucks. They can't defend the run. And here's another advanced analytic on top of the surface number that Brando already gave you. They're number 128 in the nation in success rate defense. Jeremiyah Love, minimum, $150, probably a couple of touchdowns. I agree. He goes absolutely nuts this weekend. Next.
All right. Which massive favorite will have the largest margin of victory this week? Georgia, who is a 43.5-point favorite at home versus Charlotte. Ohio State, a 31.5-point favorite at home versus Rutgers. Or Alabama, a 50.5-point favorite at home versus EIU. Which team has the largest margin of victory? Brad?
Oh, man, there's a piece of me that says you got to fade everything in living daylights out of Tony Romo, you, Jimmy Garoppolo, you, again, Mike Shanahan, you, Sean Payton, you. Yeah, you. EIU, Eastern Illinois, has cranked out that kind of talent in the coaching and quarterback ranks in their history. Go look it up, folks. Again, there is like an ESPN 3030 that deserves to be made about how that happened with Eastern Illinois. I've been there. I was there recently watching my kid had a band performance. That campus is awful. Like, you would go there and he would show up and he would walk around and Charles would be like, I'm going to go to school here. I mean, I'd be a drunkard. There's nothing to do. I'd be cow tipping every single night just to pass the time. Anyway, I digress. I am going to go with Georgia Tech. However, I think they're going to go out there and absolutely wallop, Georgia against Charlotte. As you look at Charlotte, they're absolutely atrocious every way, shape, and form. Number 135 EP per play offense, 130 EP per play defense. College Football Graphs has them 44-3 in that game. I think the other team is going to take the foot off the pedal. Give me Uga, because he's cute and adorable, and he can always eat sausages out of my palm whenever he wants. I think they're going to absolutely smoke him and probably going to win by 50+. That'll be even more than Bama over the fighting Tony Romos.
Yeah, I keep hearing people like make the case, man, to fade Georgia because Kirby Smart is 0-15. ATS is a favorite of more than 38 points. 0-2 this season. They won 42-3 over Marshall, and then they beat Austin Peay 28-3. But I just can't do it with Charlotte. They're horrendous, man. That's a bad football team. I think it's going to be Bama, though. I think Bama legitimately, Brando, might win this game by like 70 points. They're playing an FCS team, and they're pissed off. So I don't think there's going to be like any letdown. I think their third stringers would probably score 45. So I'm going to go with Bama. But let me throw a little sneaky one at you, man. If they care at all, LSU, 21.5-point favorites you could get right now. Instead, I'm going to bet this right now. Team total over 35.5. Western Kentucky's defense is outside the top 100. Western Kentucky actually has a huge game next week that actually matters in the conference. Why are they going to show anything against LSU this weekend? And this is LSU's last home game, primetime. They've actually been playing pretty hard, without Brian Kelly there, going against a defense, a pass defense, like I said, outside the top 115. So I think LSU wins big this weekend if anybody's looking to lay a big number. I want nothing to do with any of these three teams.